Today begins the Triodion period leading up to Great Lent, and so it starts with the reading that you heard today, which is the publican and the Pharisee, and the Triodion comes from the name Tria and Odes or Odes. Normally we have 8, but in the Triodion period we only have 3. There's only 3 odes that we sing, and this period is going to last through Holy Saturday. And then after that, we will go into what's called the Pentecostario, okay, because we're anticipating the Pentecost event. So we have started this. What this means is empty all the meat out of your refrigerator right now. No, well, it does mean that. But more importantly, what it means is that you are going now to enter into a period where you will become introspective, where you will begin to look inside yourself. And so the Holy Fathers of the Church start the Lenten period, or start the Triodion period, because again, March 15th is Clean Monday, right? Cathara de Terra, right? I've just had to get that in my head. So we've got a couple of weeks yet, all right? But the Triodion period prepares us. And specifically, it prepares us with what you heard today, because what we have to recognize in ourselves is our Pharisaical nature, all right? Which is what? Which is exactly what was written in the gospel. Looking around and saying, thank God I am not like that other person. Now, hey, I follow the 10 Commandments. I don't kill anybody. I don't steal. I honor my mother and father, and I don't commit adultery. So this is now Old Testament thinking. Christ has renewed us now, and these become much more powerful because Christ says, do not think that I have come to abolish the law. I have come to fulfill it, and I give you now these additional commandments. And that second command, the first one, obviously, love the Lord thy God. The second one, what? The second one is love one another as I have loved you. Not as you love, but as I have loved. And so we have to now translate that. So killing gets translated into gossip. So now the Orthodox Church sees gossip as breaking the commandment of not to kill. We see now wandering eyes as adultery. We see now stealing as claiming something that wasn't yours, taking credit for something that wasn't yours. Christ has now stepped up the game, so to speak, so that we are held to a higher standard. So it's not enough now for a Christian, an Orthodox Christian, to say, well, I follow the 10 Commandments, I think I'm good. And this Triodion period now puts that directly in front of our face and says, which one are you? Are you the Pharisee or are you the publican? Notice the publican's position, not forward in the temple, but back. Makrothen, he stands back. And where was his eyes? That he would not even lift up his eyes, whereas we have the Pharisee who's looking up. And so now, and again, he is bent over in repentance and humility and saying, I am not worthy, have mercy on me, O Lord. And the hymns now that we see that are coming from this Triodion period, which you hear during Matins, okay, let us flee from the Pharisees' exaltedness. Let us learn from the publican's humble demeanor and cry out to the Lord, be gracious unto me. So the church fathers have planned this out. This is not a random thing. And this is, again, one of the strengths of the Orthodox Church is that it's not up to me as a pastor or preacher, and because I use those terms because what I am doing here at the altar is priestly, what I am doing here is pastoring, all right? So it's not up to me to go to think the day before Sunday and say, you know what should I be talking about today? What's in the news? What should I be doing? The church doesn't let me do that. The church says what is necessary to talk about today is to make sure that people look at themselves and decide who they have become over the past year. The Pharisee, or are they then the tax collector? And to begin this process of introspection. So this is very helpful for the priest in his pastoral role to make sure that we understand what we're supposed to be doing at this point. Because it does not help us to get to Pascha and say, Vefte lavete phos, come receive the light, because you don't have the light in you. What light are we talking about here? It's an empty gesture. I give you a candle, it's lit, and you say, oh, this is nice. I take this home and I'm driving around in my car with a light. If you don't understand what's going on as you lead up to Lent, then you are denying yourself what lessons you're supposed to be learning. And the lesson starts today. Look at the kind of person that you are. Certainly, I'm the worst among all of you. Because, as St. Paul says, I know what I'm supposed to do, and I still do the other thing. So I'm the worst of all. Because I'm wearing this, and I'm supposed to be doing what is right. So it is, but since we are all priests on the order of Melchizedek, that's the other thing that Christ gave us, then we all now are going to be held accountable for these actions and our forgetfulness to not recognize who we are. And the church gives us every year this opportunity to correct that behavior and to start this process of introspection.